and gentlemen, I'm here by my name Tishine. I'm chairperson of our debate today. I'm first going to welcome our sides in our debate. Let me first welcome in judges and clap for them for their help. Let me also welcome in proposal sides and welcome and clap for them for attending our debate. Let me also welcome in the opposing sides for attending their debate and clap for them. Ladies and gentlemen, also let me welcome in our audience for coming for today's our debate. Everybody clap for them. Okay, let us start our debate. I'm going to welcome one of our debating contributors from the proposal side. But first we are going to focus on the motion saying developing countries should provide financial assistance to the developing countries. Ladies and gentlemen, this proposal side, I need someone to come along and tell us their comments on how this motion should be true. Welcome, proposal side.
Good morning. I'm calling proposal side. Today the motion says that the developing country should provide financial assistance to developing countries. Yes, it is true that developed countries should provide financial assistance to developed countries. This assistance can take various forms, including grants, loans, and technical cooperation. Providing a technical assistance can help developing countries address specific challenges they face, such as health crises, natural disasters, and conflict situations. For instance, during the COVID-19 pandemic, developed countries provide financial assistance to developing countries to help them cope with the economic impact of the crisis. And developed countries with high level of poverty and instabilities can lead to social unrest, migration, and even terrorism. By providing a financial assistance, developed countries can help reduce the poverty, instability in developing countries, thereby providing global security. To COVID-19 pandemic, there was many people that lose their lives. So that the developed countries can assist the developing country by providing the medicine and the other materials that are used to protect the peoples that live in the developing country. So, like for example, mask and so on. So the others in the developing countries are the poverty and the instabilities. According to security, let me take the example of what the security is. In the developing country, there are a low level of securities. That's why the developing country can assist the developing country, for example, to provide the weapons and military forces in order to increase the global securities. So the other are helping to increase the health crisis. The health crisis. According to developing countries, there was many activities that are stopped to doing. So that's why the developed country can come in the developing country to invest more to invest in the developed country in order to improve or to increase some materials, some investment, and some resources developing countries. Thank you. Yes?
Thank you. My name is Ansel Semana. I want to ask how can you explain that gun and weapon industries of developing countries earn like $1.1 billion per year? Like the largest gun manufacturer is Smith and Wesson. How can you explain that gun industries earn that money without war on the earth? Like in Africa, Congo there is war, Zimbabwe there is war, Mali, Burkina Faso, and in Africa we don't have industries of gun. Yes? How can you say that the countries which provide the gun, yes, provide also the aids to Africa to help develop it? I think it's in time to bring them in war in order to pull them back, to decline their development. Yeah. Can you explain why?
Thank you, Anseti. Let me answer you. Developed country, they provide the weapons and the weapons because they give the developed countries assistance to help them to fight for example, let me use the example when the ASEAN and SADC provide the weapons to DRC. So that the weapons are used in developing country to fight like the M23. So that's why we use the weapons in the developed country. All those make the developing country continue to beat the poor countries. Thank you.
Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. Good morning. My name is Gadi Kundo. I am from opposite sides, and I am not agree with the motion says that developed countries should provide financial assistance to developing countries. So I am not agree with this motion because if you live as a person who is already receiving support, you are slave to those who help you. I'm saying this because when we take an example from people from Gaza Strip, those from the land of Israel, they are fighting with Israel, but all supports, the living support like food, shelters, and everything they need in their life, they receive them from their brothers and sisters from Arabic countries. So means if those Arabic countries stop their support to this Gaza Strip, all the people from Gaza Strip may die or other face many challenges in life. So by saying this, I can't agree with this motion because when you live under support, you are always like a slave to those help you. Another point about this, when we take an example from Ukraine and Russia, what happened when the war started? When the Russia wanted the Ukrainian to surrender, they refused because they believed the support from great power countries, the support of guns from United States of America. So this leads to death of many people instead of bringing the peace. So sometimes living under support, it is not only bad to be dependent, but also sometimes it brings conflict between supporter and those who are being supported. Another point, when you live under support, you cannot create and innovate. But what you do is just imitating others. It's just to copy from those who helps you to copy what they have done and try to imitate them. So when you are dependent, you are limited, you have a limitation in creation and innovation of many things. There is another point. One of the values and taboos of Rwandans is self-reliance. Here, His Excellency Paul Kagame said, we cannot turn the clock, nor we can undo the harm caused. But we have the power to determine the future and ensure that what happened never happen again. If you are independent, if you are self-independent, self-reliance means you cannot depend to anyone. If you lose support from other person, you find answers from yourself, from your friends, from others can give you support, but if you are always live under support, you are dependent to others. If those support stop, you will face many challenges that will be difficult to return from. Thank you.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. So I'm here as Robert Young. I'm come from Proposal Sites. I'm here to support our motion where developed countries should provide financial assistance to the developing countries. So, as the story says, most developed countries have historical contributed to the underdevelopment of developing countries through practice such as colonialism. So that's why developed countries should provide financial assistance as like the way to remove the past injustice and contributing to economic development of those countries. On this point, developed countries can provide any assistance, like to give developed countries some monies which can be used to build some infrastructures like roads, schools that can help the children to ongoing keeping their education, where in last or past time developed countries that can be hide or make restriction on developing countries that can be reduce or remove the way to develop their own. So let's move on to the secondary point. Economic independence between developed and developing countries is increasing due to globalization. Here, developed countries rely on developing countries for raw materials, labor, and markets. As you know, developed countries come in Africa or other developing countries to look or to get raw materials such as
precious metal, labors, and some developing countries are a market, all countries market to developed countries. So, providing financial assistance can help ensure stable economic relationship between the two groups of countries. Thank you. Granted.
Thank you. Ms. Uhiwe, I have a question. You said that the country, they produce some money, they help the developing country to build some infrastructures and the others. And developing countries, they have the citizens, youths, experts, doctors, and others. All of them are human beings, they are not robots. Why not they don't have to sit together and try to solve that problem?
As you know, developed country has expert people and some raw materials, but it is not enough. Sometimes, mostly or best raw materials we found in developing countries because in past time they didn't use it because there is no opportunity to consume it. Yes? Yeah.
Thank you, Mr. Norbert. Here I want to ask you, you have said, according to the history,
Yeah.
you say developed countries come in Africa to take raw materials.
Yes.
Why do you allow them to take our property away from us? Why do African countries or developing countries allow them to take our properties?
No. You have not understand well. There is no dictatorship. There is some relationship between the two groups, developed countries and developing countries. They are discussed on and agreed with it. Then after they come in developing countries to help to consume and to use it because they have support rather than developing countries. Yeah. Denied. Thank you.
Thank you so much. I'm Ruth Uhiwe. I'm here as opposer. Motion says that developed countries should provide financial assistance to developing countries. I'm not arguing with that motion because every time support cause readiness, right? Cause every peoples are busy for their unnecessary working, they believe in others. Developing countries, they have to know that their support from the developed countries are not the basis of their lives. They have to choose to work hard and deciding to work together in order to develop on themselves. Yes. The reason why I say that the citizens of the countries in the developed country, they have all part of bodies they have. the developing countries citizens they have head to think, they have legs to walk, they have everything they need to work hard in order to develop themselves, right? They have to take decision and trying to work from zero to hero or from nothing to something because they have everything they need to develop themselves, right? Another point I have to ask on that proposal, do you think what will happen when this help support gone? Do you know? Did you know what happened? What will happen if this support will gone? Explain, someone of you.
Thank you so much. I'm already Anastasia Mongolo. Just to your question, you are asking that what's going on behind of this support? What can be done after this support is just to be developed themselves.
Yes,
Nothing
of course.
else.
Of
Nothing
course.
else.
Of course. They have to work hard in order to develop themselves. Let me tell you something what will happen or problems or what will happen if these support are gone. First of all, it will cause the poverty. Yes? Because that people are not familiar with working themselves. Yes? That's first point. Another one, they create misunderstanding between that country, between the developed country and the developing country. Because the support they give in them, they are also losing or missing it. Yes? Another one, they can cause increase of cost. Because some goods are increased, because they are some of them come from these developed countries, and in these developing countries they have no enough goods to support them. It means that the goods they have, the cost of them already it increased. Then
Ask you later, no problem.
they
Dear judges, dear opposed side, dear proposed side, dear audiences, good morning again. Good morning. Just I'm here by the name of Anastasia Mongolo. I am one of the member defending this motion, which says that the developing countries should provide financial assistance to developing countries. Just I am totally agree with this motion because of the following lessons or key points. This is true because of this financial support can foster economic development. By injecting the fund in these economies, it helps them to build infrastructures, improve health care, and education system. And this can be a source of creation, job opportunities. As dears guys, as you know that, when any developed countries give any kind of support, for example, like we take an example in forms of financial to developing countries, as I have said before, many infrastructure can be built. For example, hospitals, roads, schools, things like that. And also, when education system is developed, illiteracy in the country should be minimized. This is the harvest comes from the financial support will be given by those developing countries. Just according to these points, according to this point, I would ask this question, Mr. Ladd, who has said that when you try to use any kind of support, immediately you can lose your effort, you can lose your hope, immediately you can die. This is, is wrong. Because of this key point I have told it to you. Just allow me to ask you this question. First of all, I would like to ask you how a person can die while job opportunities is available in his or her country. How? Again, how a person can die while he is studying, is getting a kind of skills and knowledge. How can he fight against those kind of families? And the last one, how do you mean when you say that no one in the country can form a forest? When you say that's what means, how do you mean? What do you mean in your mind? So thank you. Let me continue. Then this is also can be a source of trade and investment in our country. Of course, just when any kind of support comes from that developing countries, this can be a source of trade and investment. When many investors see any kind of opportunities happening in a given country, they will be happy to invest in different projects in the developing countries. Of course, this is also a force of this technical support or no financial support comes to those developing countries. Just a key point I can emphasize on. This can be a strong, can be help us to build a strong diplomatic relationship. This can increase collaboration among countries, either in both developing and developing. Do I give you time? This is the time. So, without delaying, this emotion is totally true in our general world, not only our country, to the whole world. It is the truth. Thank you so much.
For information,
Yes, you want it?
I want you to come back to your place. I want to ask you when you are there.
Yes, thank you.
Go back there.
Welcome. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you. I have a question. Said that. Can you explain why? Yes. Let's go back in history. Japan empires rise through send their children to Western countries to learn and gain skills to do same as developed countries. I can explain you some few in order to give me the right answer. Yes? Yeah. Give me reason why Japan's empire sent their children to Western countries, their industries, their schools, universities, to learn there and bring them their knowledge and skills to inside the country to do the same things their Western countries do. I want to explain me why. Why? Thank you.
So thank you so much to your own question. Just any country can choose to do, for example, something according to his philosophy. And the kind of harvest they need to get to that, to their children. To send those children to go there to study so that they can do the same that. It's not a kind of imitation as want to me. It's not a type of imitation. Just it depends on its kind of philosophy. It's not a kind of financial support.
Point for I want to say that the country decided to send their students, their children to the country because they did not need them to be like stand on that motion. We say that because we have aid, because the developed countries will send their workers to our country to help, like to ride the car, to ride the bicycle, to ride like a train, yes? It means that there is no need to study that, to drive a helicopter. We have, the developed countries say that we have some pilots, yes, pilots, which can help you to ride that plane, yes? No need of study. But I say that Japan sent their children to that country to learn how to ride that plane, yes? And they come back, teach others to ride that plane. In that time, they don't need foreign workers, yes? I want you to explain to me why the Japan decided to do those things. And you said his philosophy, we want to put like a country, not one person. I want to import whole country. Thank you.
You want just to try
I
to
want
summarize
you
your question so
to
that I
explain
can-
me why this country decided to take their children out of country to start there.
Just, I would like to ask you, is it the developing country decided to send,
No,
send or
without scholarship, without the help, they send on their own pocket, yes, on their own fees and pay fees there in their schools without help of developed countries.
Yeah, just it depends on its economy. Its economy, of course.
But
But what I want to do for you is just to express you, to be given any kind of financial support or any support doesn't mean to be a win. Is what only I want to do for you. Thank you so much.
Good afternoon.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm here as Anisati Semana. I'm the son of opposite side. I want to express myself. I'm totally disagree with this motion, which called the developed countries should provide financial assistance to developing countries. Yes, I want to say about the proposal side, Neo Mugabo. I asked him the question which said that the reason why Japan sent their children to the developed countries because they don't need any to be their slaves. Yes, they need to be home. They need in Rwanda we have a term which called Rwanda. Yes, the reason why our Excellency Paul Kagame said that Rwanda and developed this, and also we have many things which is like visit Rwanda and event in Rwanda. Those things help country to be developed without the needs from there. And have another point, like Rwanda, they invest in football, right? Arsenal, Paris Saint-Germain, yes, and they go in German, yes, they send the money there in order to show those developed countries. We have a beautiful country like National Park, Akagera Park, Nyungwe Park, and the Gorilla Park to come to visit and bring their money. Those money they bring, we will use it to develop our country. Yes, thank you. And the second, economists like Gambisa Moyo, all of that. Aid does not lead to development, but rather create problems, including corruption. That's one. The second, dependence, limitation on export and natural disease, which negatively affect the economies growth and development of most African countries. I want to explain this. This economist, Dambisa Moyo, his origin is in Africa. Yes, they said that those aids from developed countries, yes, they bring some conflict in our country. We know get punished, yes, because they took money which are allowed to help poor people, yes, and use them on their own behalf, yes. Those money, you see that they come to help a country, but they bring misconception, misuse, yes, because, thank you for your help, because those money bring the conflict in our country. That's the economist Dambisa Moyo say. Another is disadvantage like increased debit burden. I want to explain this. China, they have a policy which give you some money and develop infrastructure and give you the time to pay those money they gave you. When you denied to pay, they took those property as their own property. Those are their own property. I want to say that also the China politic is not a good. Thank you to Africa. Thank you.
Not a point of addition, point of information. Yeah. For me, I want to tell you that because the idea I'm saying that when, for example, we can't give you, for example, financial support, just you want to mean that those support can be used in a legal way, just that one can be the source of burden to any country, for example, to any country, especially developing countries. This is not true. But those can be made with a poor management. But developing countries does not mean to be doesn't have a poor management, of course. Allow me to clarify my point by referring to this idea I have been talking before. As a China during COVID-19, China gave Rwandan country a support that can facilitate their citizens to get life. Of course, doesn't mean to be Rwanda is a weak country. So just is to make it together so that we can get the economic of the country is what I can tell you. So thank you so much.
I want to ask, is the point of support me, you are not support me, is the question, I don't understand.
Just it was like to oppose you.
Only.
Just to
I don't have to add anything. I'm not alone. I want to say on that, China, I think when you go back in history, China also have many people who died, which died, yes? And also the one who get the pandemic on a high level of people. I don't think so how they come to help Rwanda to avoid that pandemic. Why they have a big problem. Also is the origin where the pandemic comes from, yes? On that point, the China have also, it's the behind of that aid, there is a profit. How? They say that we are going to give you like medicine and you are allowed to bring our product. That's something which is behind it. I want to tell you that you can go on Google, yes, on Chrome or Opera and search that what's behind of that aid. You will see. You will tell me. Thank you.
As we continue our debate, I'm going to allow any favorite speaker from the audience, one of the audience, to come and ask if there is anyone to ask a question from our both sides, or anyone who have points of support for any side, both opposer side and proposer side. Allow two speakers from the audience. Is there anyone? Welcome, President, and tell us.
My name is Inez Ojono. I'm going to ask the proposer to think about the assistance they received, the country they received. Is it an assistance only, is it an assistance or is an aid which will not be paid with an interest? Yeah, thank you.
Thank you, Jacques, for your good question. And just, I want to remove your ambiguity. Those kind of financial support not being paid, just it will be for free. Just if can be taken as an unpayable, just be told. If it's payable, also you can be communicated. Yeah, thank you.
Speaker from the audience, if there is anyone. Welcome.
Okay, thank you. I'm here by the name of Muka Pascal France. In the side of Osa. So, I'm totally with that motion because if you wanted to be developed, work hard and be innovative and creative and reduce to depend on others so that you become developed without any challenge. And also, Anastasia has said that if you use your effort, you can die. It is not true. Because that country which is developed, they didn't wake up and immediately be developed. They worked hard and used all of their effort where they can. Okay, thank you.
Now it's time to allow our judges to welcome our judges and tell us how our debate goes on and how it is line out, how the comments of their judgments are read in the line up. Let me welcome judges to tell us their comments on our debate today.
So thank you. What I have to say is that both parts they participate well and I congratulate everyone and the audience and our chairperson. Thank you so much.
Yes, thank you very much. I want to congratulate the opposer side and the proposer side. They did their work well, but they have to improve their grammar and vocabularies, and they have to improve the time management. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much once again. Both sides, they have just done well as much as possible and as much as they can. But there's some sides, for instance, proposal side, they have just failed to clarify their points. So at that time, try to improve your explanation, go in depth, your points, and other thing I have just observed, the opposite side, they have just tried to explain deeply their points, and they have just tried to use their time, even if it was not 100%. So at the time, try to use your time as it is required. So is that I can say, but I can congratulate both sides You have just done a good job. Thank you.
Now it's a time to know who is the winner today of our today's debates. I'm going to take the results from our judges. It's a time to know who is the winner of our today's debates. Right now, we are going to know who is the winner today. Is it proposal side? Is it the proposal side? And this one. Now, let me know who is the winner today. Now, the winner today is proposal side. I'm going to let allow one member from the opposite side to tell us his feeling as one part of the winner today. Let me allow Mr. Gas to come and tell us the feeling as a part of the opposite side.
Thank you very much. As an opposer about this motion, I was disagreed with this motion, really disagreed, and I'm happy because I was standing in a position where we had a lot of points, and as a debate, what I can say is, truly this motion is very true, and it is what we live in this world. But we defend our points, we tried to oppose them, and they lost. While they had clear point and understandable and true point. So thank you. I'm very happy because we tried to impose very big confidence while imposing a true motion. Thank you.
Now, I think right now we are at the end of our debate today. Just as the opposite side as winners and the proposal side, not take us officially losers, but we win next time. Just, it's a time to have fair play among both sides. Just come and beat each other, one each other for fair play. Everybody from the side. Now, that is the end of our today's debate. Thank you, everybody, for attending this debate. And may let us meet next time. Thank you.